Jamaica is helping in the recovery efforts of regional countries impacted by Hurricane Irma. We'll tell you how. Plus, tomorrow is International Coastal Cleanup Day. We share highlights on how to protect our beaches. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay with us. We have lots more right after these messages.
Jamaica comes alive for Jamaica 55. The Jamaica Information Service is inviting primary, secondary, and tertiary students to catch the vibes and join in the celebration by participating in this year's staging of the JIS Heritage Competition. Primary and prep school children, ages 9 to 12, enter the essay competition and tell us how you would want to see Jamaica in 55 years. High schoolers enter the poster competition. Show us your artistic interpretations of Jamaica throughout her 55 years in a poster titled Jamaica 55. Posters may be designed digitally or illustrated. Zoom, click, snap. Yes, tertiary students, the photo competition is back. Capture an image that best represents Jamaica 55. For more information on the competition rules and how to submit entries, visit the JIS website at www.jis.gov.jm. You may also send an email to heritageessay@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, or heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm, or call us at 926-3590-4. The deadline for all entries is October 31, 2017. So ready, set, go for prizes galore. JIS Heritage Competition 2017, celebrating Jamaica 55.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Friday, September 15. Jamaica is expected to get access to an additional $180 million from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. This would give the country access to a total $790 million under its precautionary standby arrangement with the multilateral institution. It follows the country meeting all quantitative targets and structural benchmarks in its second IMF review, and the fund's executive board is expected to sign off on the preliminary staff report during its meeting scheduled for October. Head of IMF mission to Jamaica, Dr. Uma Ramakrishnan, says Jamaica's economic program continues to deliver strong results, which have been fueling significant business and job growth.
The central government's primary balance surplus exceeded the program target by a healthy margin, mainly from buoyant corporate income tax. Non-borrowed reserves have also overperformed, and inflation is anchored within Bank of Jamaica's inflation target range of 4 to 6%.
In the meantime, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says with the support of the IMF and other multilateral partners, Jamaica has been demonstrating incredible and unbroken resolve in its economic reform agenda.
We have many successes of which we can be proud of. However, much remains to be done. Now is the time to recommit ourselves to the task at hand, the task of ensuring that we secure for future generations a Jamaica that is economically independent and can one day be a net contributor to the international community.
The IMF mission conducted its review during a 2-week period. The review comes 1 month shy of a year since the 3-year precautionary standby arrangement came into effect. In other news, full access is expected to be restored to Jamaica's airspace this weekend. The Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, JCAA, says landing and departure of all flights are now being facilitated on a 15-hour shift system. Chairman of the JCAA, Philip Henriquez, says a multi-stakeholder operation is now in place to ensure a 24-hour flight schedule for the country. Major damage to the airport's radar communication system due to a lightning strike a week ago has resulted in limited access to the country's airspace.
What has also exacerbated that problem is that the riggers and gentlemen that have to get up onto the towers to fix our communication systems with the lightning and the rain and everything over Saturday as well, Sunday, has delayed even that process. So we unfortunately have had a rough time, but I do have to commend the staff tremendously because they have been putting in some immense hours and some very very serious work to even keep us where we are right now.
Meanwhile, aviation advisor at the Transport Ministry Leroy Lindsay says all the proper channels and protocols were followed during the restoration process.
Everything that has been done at the JCAA since Friday has been coordinated with the International Civil Aviation Organization, and everything has been done within the standards of the aviation industry.
Mr. Henriquez says the JCAA is in the process of changing over to a new air traffic control system, Top Sky Air Traffic Management. He adds that air traffic controllers are undergoing training, which will better enable them to fully utilize the new system. Minister of National Security Robert Montego yesterday launched the Security Program Oversight Committee SecuriPOC, aimed at improving safety and security of citizens. The initiative will allow citizens to contribute to the crafting and evaluation of strategies and plans developed by the Security Ministry. SecuriPOC will monitor the compliance and progress of the departments and agencies of the Ministry as it regards the implementation of their key performance indicators. It will then make recommendations where necessary to the Minister of National Security. Retired banker Peter Moses chairs the 15-member committee, which comprises individuals from academia, the trade union movement, the private sector, community personnel, faith-based and other organizations. In a move to adopt a bipartisan approach to treating with crime, the minister extended an invitation to opposition spokesman on national security Peter Bunting to be a member of the committee and to add his voice. The Justice Training Institute intends to train and sensitize more than 1,500 justices of the peace JPs this year, with more focus on mediation techniques and restorative justice. Director and Principal of the Justice Training Institute, Karen Campbell-Basco, made the announcement in a recent interview on Issues and Answers.
We want to further equip them to assist our citizens by allowing them to gain knowledge of how to conduct mediation sessions, how to conduct restorative justice conferencing, and this is specialized training being delivered by experts within the field.
She says in addition to the specialized training, the JPs will receive mandatory hours of training before they are commissioned. Mrs. Campbell-Basco says since February 2017, more than 400 new individuals have been commissioned to serve as JPs. In addition, more than 250 JPs are being trained for the parish of St. Catherine.
Our JPs are important to us. They serve a critical role within the justice system, and if our citizens are not able to access the services, then it may cause a breakdown within the justice system, and we just can't afford that.
And finally, Jamaica has again been elected to the Executive Council of the United Nations World Tourism Organization, the UNWTO. The country is to serve a 2-year term alongside Argentina and Uruguay under a shared arrangement of the 4-year membership. The second half of the 4-year term will be served by Honduras, Peru, and Brazil, beginning in 2019. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett says the confidence placed in Jamaica internationally puts the country in a unique position to reap a number of benefits, but will undoubtedly have a positive impact on citizens. The UNWTO's Executive Council is responsible for the management and implementation of strategic decisions carried out by the organization. Collectively serving on the council allows tourism-dependent countries to work together to better advance the development of the region. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
Reports of despair are coming out of the Turks and Caicos Islands, Tortola in the British Virgin Islands, Antigua and Barbuda, and other countries destroyed by Hurricane Irma. As a good neighbor, and considering that Jamaicans live on those islands, the nation must provide recovery help. Take a look.
It's not only about shipping of water, sheets, and other relief supplies. Jamaica is one of the region's central coordinating hubs for organizing assistance to neighbors impacted by Hurricane Irma and ensuring residents' lives are returned to normal.
Our sympathies and condolences to our brothers and sisters in the Eastern Caribbean and indeed to the wider areas that was badly affected. We note with great concern the effects, leaving some 23 persons dead and thousands left homeless. On receiving a letter from the Executive Director of SEDIMA, Mr. Ronald Jackson, the government of Jamaica activated the Sub-Regional Coordination Center and was asked to carry out the following tasks. Support with a rapid damage assessment team, secure relief items in support of the impacting state, make logistical arrangements for transportation and relief and response resources to the affected areas. OPM, Mr. Speaker, Jamaica's Disaster Response Agency is actively pursuing the following tasks in relation to this request. The deployment of specialist team for rapid need assessment of the Turks and Caicos Islands and the Bahamas, which includes, Mr. Speaker, members of the Jamaica Defense Force, NEPA, OPM, the National Works Agency, and other technical support partners. The provisions of logistic support, securing and transporting relief to the Turks and Caicos Islands and the Bahamas, which includes, Mr. Speaker, roofing supplies, water, kits, and food items. Facilitating movements of humanitarian workers, including a UN 16-member team to the Turks and Caicos Islands. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have been working with the High Commission Office in Porto, Spain, the Honorary Consulate in Turks and Caicos, and community leaders in the affected territories in an effort to ascertain the size of the Jamaican community in those areas and those who were severely impacted by the hurricane and their immediate needs. SEDIMA has established a reception center at the Montego International Airport, and Jamaica, through the High Commissioner out of Canada, has deployed an officer to Antigua to sit and to meet with Jamaicans to find out their needs, Mr. Speaker, and to make the necessary arrangements to facilitate Jamaicans.
Jamaica has also launched an Irma Relief Fund at the National Commercial Bank under the account name OPM Donation. Donations can be made to the account number 212-387304. On SEDIMA's website, there is also an international bank account number for Jamaicans within the diaspora to render monetary assistance. Keep updated on Jamaica's assistance to Irma-affected islands by visiting OPM's website and the social media sites. There you may find information on shipment of relief items, among other relevant details.
The government is responding, member from East Central, in the best way possible. We have to await the outcome of the various investigations. And while we speak, the team that has been dispatched from the country is making the necessary arrangements. And as we get further information, we will update the country.
Life is all about making decisions, choosing from a number of options to do a particular thing, which may result in a specific outcome.
It can be difficult, but there are 4 things you can do to help make that decision.
Stop. Check out what's happening and remind yourself to think before acting.
Think. Make sure you're aware of the choices, all the advantages and disadvantages. Then think about the consequences.
Act. Choose the best option and do something about it.
Review. Finally, review what you have done and determine if it was good or bad. That way, you'll be in a better position to make the next decision, whether big or simple.
Life is indeed about choices. Despite where you are today, you can make a decision to be better tomorrow. It takes a change in attitude and thinking. Here's one woman's story of encouragement.
Hi, my name is Athoy Neal. I am the marketing assistant at Bashco Trading, and I am a former ward of the state. I was probably about 16 when I went to Wortley Girls' Home. The reason for going there, I was being abused as a child from I was age 8, and I was afraid to talk about it until I reached 16. I was taken from a school, and CDA decided that going back to the home would not have been the perfect place for me at the moment. My abuse was more sexual. It affected me emotionally. I didn't like people coming near me. I never liked talking to people. I preferred to stay by myself and listen to my music. It was recommended that I see a counselor at CDA, but then my first reaction to it was, hell no. I am not going to see a counselor because I'm not a crazy person. It took my counselor probably about 3-4 months before she actually got something out of me. I'd normally go there, she asked me questions, I asked her about the same questions, but she was very patient, and I think she is the best counselor that any child that has been traumatized can have.
Generally, counseling support is provided through our Children and Family Support Unit, and they do counseling, direct counseling with the children. We have an MOU with Michael Care, who offers counseling support for our wards free of cost and for our staff at reduced cost. We also do referrals to the Victim Services Division of the Ministry of Justice, and we also do referrals to the Child Guidance Clinic. Those who need more intensive therapy, or our psychologists do provide some intervention, and also the Child Guidance Clinic.
Omar, can you help me with this? I need you to help me to word the contract properly.
No problem.
I did a soft copy and send it to you. The marketing department has exposed me a lot. As I get more experience, I get to learn new stuff. I have a time when I speak very bad, and Alison would say, no, Athoy, that's not how you say it, and she'd correct me, and I'm very appreciative of these corrections. I was sending an email, and my boss said to me, why do you send your email so over formally? I was like, huh? He's like, it's too formal, you know? So he was there teaching me how to send a proper email.
Athoy has a way of applying herself almost for the goal of gaining experience, if not for the task itself, to gain experience and to learn how to improve herself. And she's wonderful. For all of the things she's been through in her life and all of her experiences, she brings all of that together, making herself such a solid person that you can depend on, that you can count on to get things done, to address the issue, to listen, to apply herself to whatever it is she's doing. And it is fantastic what she has become, and who knows where she'll get to next. I just hope she'll continue to work with me.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise.
I feel amazing. There are several reasons why I can tell you why I feel amazing. I feel I've grown a lot. I've more matured. And I think, one, Persons would say it's unfortunate, but I say everything happens for a reason. Had I not gone through what I went through, I wouldn't be able to assist young girls with things that they're going through or they have been through. I met a lady, she's probably in her 40s. She went through something similar. First time she spoke about it was with me. You know, you've been holding stuff like that in you for so long and you just never talk until you hear somebody come out, somebody strong enough to come out and talk. Allow no man or woman take anything from you. Allow nobody to take your happiness. Know that you can be better. You can be whatever you want to be. Don't be what somebody wants you to be. Be what you want to be.
Yet still I grow. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your eat.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Tomorrow will be commemorated as International Coastal Cleanup Day. We urge you to support this initiative. Give a couple of hours of your time to assist to clean a nearby beach. The recent natural disasters of strong hurricanes and prolonged droughts are a stark reminder of the importance of proper waste management, which affects climate change. See now why it's necessary to minimize the use of plastic.
We want persons to really change the way they think about garbage, change the way they dispose of their garbage, and to assume that personal responsibility when it comes to disposal of garbage.
Everybody should have an understanding what garbage does to your coast, and it's never really pretty. And it's amazing how you'll be cleaning up a beach and somebody's coming on the beach to bathe, and it doesn't hit them that you're walking past a juice bottle, or you're walking past a used syringe, or you're walking past broken glass, or even a rusty part of a car. For some people, it simply doesn't faze them that garbage is on the beach that they're bathing and swimming in, and that they could be swimming in that garbage.
One of the major things is, for instance, when persons go to the supermarket or any other establishment to make a purchase and they're offered plastic bags for their goods. What we're trying to do is to encourage persons not to use these plastic bags. If they're offered to you, refuse them and to use alternatives. The thing is, if each of us as individuals use one plastic bag per day, that's about 360 if you're going out every day, or let's say 200 for the year. With a population of a little under 3 million, you're talking about hundreds of millions of plastic bags that can possibly be generated in a year, and that could be avoided if we decide to use reusable bags. So that's one of the major things that we're pushing. So our trash-free initiative is really aimed at getting persons to be cognizant of the fact that when you use a single-use plastic bag or a single-use plastic bottle, you can possibly be contributing to this great problem of waste that we have here in Jamaica. So we're trying to get persons to avoid doing these things. So in addition to that, we also have a trash-free seas initiative, which we recently launched in collaboration with the United Nations Environment Program. Now, under this initiative, we are seeking to work with different entities such as the US Peace Corps to get different community groups to adopt more responsible waste management practices. So each of the Peace Corps volunteers with support from NEPA and UNEP will be engaging the communities, helping them to design projects that will help them to manage their waste better, and hopefully we'll be able to see results within a short period of time. So for our plastic-free initiative, the theme we're working with is we're telling persons, don't feed the plastic monster. To this end, we even have a mascot that is built totally out of plastic bags that we were able to salvage from, various receptacles and so on. All of these are used plastic bags, and with the used plastic bags, we're actually able to build a 7-foot-tall monster completely out of plastic bags. So we're trying to get persons to put a face to this growing problem, to have them understand the damage that these bags can actually cause. And the thing is, a lot of these bags, you use them once and you may never use them again, but they take hundreds of years to actually break down. So if you can avoid doing it, then definitely you should. When it comes to the single-use plastic bag initiative, there are several supermarkets and also pharmacies that have signed on and are part of the initiative. So we are getting the word out there to the private sector. Many persons within the private sector are very interested in the initiative and do want to make that change.
It does become your problem because it does pollute. Kingston Harbour, for an instance, sometimes the Port Authority has to stop vessels coming in because of the level of garbage that's coming in. Trucks, fridge, or stove are coming down. Anything in the gully goes into the harbour. And if that damages a vessel, then that's a cost to Jamaica. And I think that's what everybody needs to recognize. Every action has a reaction. So your garbage is a cost to somebody else. It's not a cost to you, but it's a cost to somebody else.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, more than a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the idling. You think I saw? We reach a beijing. I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
Unattached or at-risk youth in the Mount Salem community of St. James, this is your moment to garner help. If you're unskilled, untrained or unemployed, programs are being implemented through the social intervention aspect of the Zone of Special Operations set up within your community so that you may be reintegrated into the education or skills training system. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is working with a number of state agencies to ensure that you realize your full potential. Currently, a detailed assessment of the needs of the youth in the community is being carried out. Therefore, if you want to be helped, speak with any state representative you may see in your community. Agencies such as Heart Trust NTA, the Social Development Commission, and a number of schools and training institutions are playing a key role in the process of providing you with a new lease on life. Remember, there is hope for the nation's youth, and this includes you, the youngsters of the Mount Salem community. This is where the magazine closes for today. If you need more information on Jamaica's relief efforts to Caribbean countries affected by Hurricane Irma, click on our webpage, jis.gov.jm. There you may find more information on government programs and policies. For more television features, visit our YouTube channel. We are also on various social media sites. You may also download our app from the Google Play Store to stay informed while you're on the go. I am Adrian Atkinson. Do have yourselves a wonderful evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.